It's your boy E coming at you right quick with another one. This market is really tricky to navigate. As you guys know, my thesis is basically sell the rips, and I did get off decent selling this rip on Meta right here. Faded it all the way to the bottom. You feel me? A decent gain, was up decent, but you know, after I caught the washout on Meta, I actually went and started looking at some of the semiconductors, specifically AMD. As you can see from this chart, there wasn't much rips to sell. I mean, the market just basically did a V-shaped recovery for like the rest of the day here. I was green. I seen it kind of put in a bottom here, right down here, and basically what happened was got the gain on Meta, right? And then I caught a piece of AMD also on the way down. Like around here, I grabbed more puts and faded them down here. Then I got out, right? So I'm good on the day. Like I basically hit my my goal and everything at that point. And I was kind of expecting the market to actually head lower, like around here. And again, you know, hindsight is 2020. You know, now that I'm looking back on the trade and kind of you know, going over it, it was a bad trade and bad execution. Around this time when I caught it and I got out, at this point already hit my goal. All right, I'm up decent. Now I'm also watching the SPY, the Qs, Apple, and also Nvidia at this point. You know, I have alerts set, so I got the alert that Nvidia right when I got out, and I'm waiting, trying to see if we're gonna crack and head lower. I got the alert that Nvidia hit its 52-week low, and the market like right around, I don't know if it was this or here, but Nvidia hit a 52-week low. And at that point, I basically took a bad trade. I anticipated that the market was going to crack and head lower. And I actually sized up pretty decent and grabbed the 56 puts, right? And we just like, it was just like faking out, like bear trapping around here, consolidating sideways. You feel me? But I'm thinking because Nvidia hit that 52-week low, that it's going to bring down all the semiconductors. You know, obviously when I grabbed that, the market started trending up. For some reason, I got caught up in my own bearish thesis, thinking that, you know, it's just a bull trap, and we're basically just gonna like go up and then reject, and again bear trapping me. So it went up, rejected, I was like yeah. Came back down here, bounced again, came up here, rejected, I was like yeah. So at that point, you know, it's a bear trap. I'm caught up in my own long-term bearish thesis instead of just playing the ranges on an intraday time frame, like basically like I've been saying. So then instead of getting out of the position, you know, hindsight is 2020. I'm like, all right, we're gonna go up here. Caught up in my own bearish thesis, thinking, and I should have, what I normally do is as soon as, like, once I seen that, you know, we were breaking out or bouncing, crossing over the short term and the 9, I would have cut that trade basically, or I would have cut it right here. Once I seen that we were breaking over the 9 in the short term and then breaking above this chop right here, these wicks, I would have cut it. But again, I was caught up in my own bearish thesis. I seen it bounce up here, reject. I'm like, yeah, okay. You know, all the time it's just bear trapping me. Then I seen it bounce up here, reject. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna fade back down and crack, because again, Nvidia hit that 52-week low. So I'm looking at all this. In hindsight, I should have just got out, because I could have ended the day still decent green instead of break even. So basically, I ended the day break even when I could have just quit right here. I got bear trapped basically. Then I see it bounce, and I'm like, all right, I know. You know, since Nvidia hit this 52-week low, right? What AMD is going to do is come up here to VWAP and reject. And you also see that this is kind of a level that we bounced off of. And you can see that this is a level that AMD bounced off of right here. So I'm like, all right, we're going to come up here and reject off VWAP and then head lower. Obviously, that never happened. The market basically had a V-shaped recovery. Look at this. It's just a giant V. Again, at that point, I went ahead and stopped out, and that basically brought me to break even on the day. So whatever, Obviously, wishing I could have ended. I did end the day small green, but I don't really count that. I count that as break even. So, obviously would love to end the day green. And now look, it looks like AMD might actually fade here. Let's look at the 10 minute. No, it's the hour. Let's look at the 10 minute chart. All right, this may be the fade that I was waiting for. But at that point, I had already taken, a decent amount of trades, and I try not to over trade. So I basically put myself on restriction for the rest of the day. You feel me? So I can go back over my trades, see what I did wrong, see what I can improve, blase squaze. But again, that's what's going on. Looking at this chart right here, right? This is why I steadily say just play the ranges. Because look, the first range was here. I faded it down, caught that on Meta, and most of it on AMD, right? So I should have just played the ranges. But instead, I got that alert that we're heading lower, and I basically anticipated, jumped out ahead of time instead of just waiting for the actual range to set in. Because if I would have just been patient, I would have seen this, and then I could have flipped long and rode it all the way up here for a decent green day. But either way, it's all good. Like I said, no one's going to be right all the time. The only thing that we can do is keep our losers small and learn from our mistakes and get better, and live to fight another day in the market, so to speak. All right. So just wanted to touch base with you guys on that. And I also did actually record some live trading and price action along like with the time and sales and all that. So I'll have some content to upload regarding that as well, but just wanted to get something out regarding the markets up until this point in the day. It looks like this thing's gonna fade, but who knows? Like I said, I stick to my rules. So when I have a certain amount of trades, I try not to take more than 3 to 4 trades. Obviously, I hit that threshold for today. I have to follow my rules, because what'll happen is I'll start to overtrade. I don't want to get my emotions involved or try to revenge trade, etc. But, looking back on it, I probably should have just kept trading Meta, because like a few weeks ago, I was trading AMD and freaking, I had a loss on that day as well. So I'm just not having good luck with AMD. But again, thesis has been right for the most part. My execution and my entries have been a little off. But again, it's all good. It's all a learning experience. Like I was saying, there is no point where you're just going to be like, oh, I got it now. I'm going to be green from here on out. No, it's a consistent learning process that you just have to get better at day by day. But again, the thing that you want to emphasize is to keep your loser small and have some basic rules that you go by. Maybe like a max loss on the day, or a max loss on a trade, or max risk, max amount of trades, etc. I'm out the markets for the day because I'm just going by my rules. One rule that I did break was I didn't wait for the range to set in and actually show me the range. I got the 52-week alert, 52-week low alert on NVIDIA, and anticipated that the semiconductors, specifically NVIDIA and AMD, were going to crack and head lower. But obviously that did not happen. And, that basically cost me a green day, because instead of having a green day, I'm break even. Whatever. It's not fun, but it's a part of trading. And I got to keep it real and show you guys the good with the bad. So hopefully you learned something from this little recap here. And again, it's your boy E. Don't forget to like, sub, hit the bell, and get the hell over to my Patreon and Discord to sign up for that daily morning briefing and watch list, so you can go ahead and gain that edge, brethren. Peace.